Good morning, everybody. Get down to business right away. I'm going to quick read the passage out of Matthew. I won't go deep into it. I just want to quick read it, and I just got a little thought in my mind for this weekend. It starts off at 22. It's the part I skipped yesterday. But don't just listen to God's word. You must do what it says. Otherwise, you're only fooling yourself. For if you listen to the word and don't obey, it's like glancing at your face in a mirror. You see yourself, walk away, and forget what you look like. But if you look carefully into the perfect law that sets you free, and if you do what it says and don't forget what you heard, then God will bless you for doing it. So that just, I like that just because it mentions looking yourself in the mirror about it. All too often, a friend of mine put it, I should say, that when reading the Bible and considering what you just read, you need to look yourself in the mirror afterwards of what you read and realize that what is being said in there applies to all of us, specifically to you. So a lot of times we read and go, oh, that makes me think of so-and-so, that makes me think of so-and-so. It should make you think of yourself as well. Now, this is my first time using wet shaving products. This, I think you saw in the beginning, this is their Marrakesh. And Jaime sent me this, and I was intrigued because probably my favorite soap scent from Ginger's Garden is their Marrakesh. So, kind of figure it's supposed to be similar. Smelling them side by side, I don't get a similar soap. Maybe it's just because this one is very faint, and I mean really faint. It's really hard to pick out exactly what's in there, where for anybody who's used Ginger's Garden of Marrakesh, it's there. You get that spice note right off the bat. You're able to pick it up really quick. All right, call that a good enough load. So I definitely wouldn't say that they're the same for anybody who's going, oh, well, I've got one, I don't need the other. They're, to me, they're totally different. Probably gonna need to add more water to this because I've been noticing with loading this bore lately, especially in these plastic tubs, that I was having too much water on it to the point where yesterday I noticed my lather came so quick, but then it was breaking down, at least with that Babe Lush soap yesterday. And after I talked to Jaime about it, he said he hadn't had that problem. So I realized in a lot of ways I think I was using the what a lot of people refer to as the proto lather, and I didn't work the lather into a creamy texture enough because of the fact that it blew up so quick. I just took it for granted that, oh yeah, it's good to go. So I'll definitely need to revisit that Babe Lush at some point in time and give it a better go. Because he said it did have a good, nice lather, but he did agree that the slickness was kind of how I described it, just on par to, you know, average. I'm just gonna hold a little more water. Even on my face right now, I really don't smell much. Where, and like I said, I'm probably comparing two different profiles, most likely, but it's really two different soaps altogether. But with the Marrakesh, it is completely different. It's strong. You can pick it up. And if I'm comparing what's supposed to be two different scent profiles, I am sorry. I may be way off base, but just by the names, it makes me think that they should be. I did zero research for this because I grabbed for this straight first this morning, and I don't have the time to look it up. Alright, looks like it should be pretty good. I'm gonna go a little more water. Sorry about that, everybody. Thought I was ready to go. Just want to give this one a good fair shake after yesterday's what I'll call debacle. I feel bad saying about the product, but I did mention that probably user error. Alrighty, and here we go. It's not in the beginning part, but I'm using a feather blade in this. It's the first time I've used a feather in this razor head. I'm looking forward to this weekend. Got my kids this weekend, so that'll be really nice. It's always a good weekend, sometimes very tiring. But I do want to say for anybody who's watching about Valentine's Day coming up tomorrow. I'm a single guy. The day really doesn't mean much to me. I sent my the woman I've been courting the other a small little something at work today, but it's not like we're in any kind of serious relationship. But the reason I bring it up is there's people that hurt this on Valentine's Day. There's people who are going through divorces during this time, separated from their spouse, whether it's because of military deployments or work, whatever it is. And there's people in pain. Doesn't matter how much us guys want to be like, well, it's just a made up Hallmark holiday. It may be just exactly that. But to a lot of people, it has significance. So for people that are just going through it, my divorce, when I went through it, Valentine's Day didn't bother me one bit. To others, that could be a huge, huge deal. So just keep those people in your mind today and tomorrow. If you're not doing anything significant and you know somebody who's going through a divorce or hard time, invite them out to lunch. That's what I'll be doing tomorrow. I had a friend of mine, consider family. And we're getting together for lunch because I know it's going to be a hard day for her. So that's my plan for tomorrow. And then church in the evening. So just remember those people. I can already tell I didn't get enough on the load just by looking at what's left here. So I'm going to grab a little bit more off the puck for the sample. As that's still probably had too little water, so it didn't bring enough there. Plus samples, again, you just never know. But I was really surprised. Seemed like pretty good slickness. I'll check on this pass again. Just the scent is, dare I say, almost non-existent, at least to my nose. Somebody else might be like, oh, I'm picking up this, and this. I don't have the great sniffer that like a lot of those people do. So I'll just say, to me, it's a very faint scent. So if you're looking for more of a neutral soap scent, this would be it. And I knew that going in when I grabbed it this morning. Knew right away it was more of a mild scent, which is fine, but you know, that's not typically what I look for. There's days when I really like that. Today, whatever. It's more experimentation right now, so I'm not too worried about what I specifically grab each day. Just feel very blessed to have gotten all these samples. Yeah, it's always good whenever holidays come around to think about those who are going through different things. Because there are a lot of people hurting. I'll bring it up again when Mother's Day and Father's Day comes around, but that's a hard day for people that are parent or that aren't parents and can't have kids. I know for my ex-wife and I, it was extremely hard until we adopted. Our two lovely boys. So yeah, there's always people out there hurting. You just got to remember them. Feather seems to be doing great in this. I expected nothing but. I think tomorrow I might break out the straight. It's been a little while. I really didn't want to use it during all these samples. Just not knowing the slickness and glide of a lot of these soaps. Let me just see if I need touch-ups. But tomorrow, I've already decided what I'm using. It's the known quantity to me. I will most likely break out the straight. One little spot there. I'll call that a great shade. There's one little spot I'm going to touch real fast. And other than that, perfect. I'm going to quick cold water rinse and I'm going to get going. I got to try to get to the post office before work. Made a trade with Evan Rogers. Some of my soaps for the Merker Future. So I'm trying to send it off today. So now we're going to finish off with Ginger's Garden Marrakesh. Like I said, this soap has had good performance. Very good smooth shave. I definitely feel that helped. But I just found the scent to just be very bland. I believe in the samples Jaime gave me, there's another wet shaving product soap in there? And if so, I'm pretty sure there is. I'll look forward to using that one. I might actually even use it Sunday, just so this one's still fresh on my mind and I can compare the scent strengths or not. But to finish in conclusion, just remember, thank you everybody these few days. My apologies to on the Babelish soap, because as I said, talking to Jaime, it does provide a good lather that doesn't break down. So like I said, I'll revisit that here soon enough. So everybody have a blessed Friday. Remember, the weekend's coming, Friday night. Crazy drunk drivers, try to stay off the road as much as possible. Those who get snow, be careful. That's all I got. I will see you guys tomorrow. God bless. Love y'all.